Take a look at yourself. You've got your favorite blue hat, brown hair blowing in the wind, and a crisp, short-sleeved white shirt. On a pleasant spring day, you look great. But right now, you're standing in the middle of the Pleistocene epoch, better known as the Ice Age. The temperature is hovering around -30 degrees. The wind is biting at your exposed arms, and the sun is already setting at 3 p.m. If you don't figure out how your ancient ancestors survived winters like this, your timeline ends right here. For ancient humans, both early Homo sapiens and our cousins, the Neanderthals, winter wasn't just a season. It was a brutal, months-long test of intelligence, endurance, and engineering. There were no grocery stores, no thermal underwear, and no central heating. So, how did they, and how will you, make it a spring? Let's break down the ultimate prehistoric winter survival guide. Your first problem is that white shirt. The second problem is the wind. You need shelter, and you need it before nightfall. When we think of ancient humans, we usually think of cavemen. And yes, if you can find a deep limestone cave, take it. Caves maintain a stable internal temperature year-round, usually around 50 degrees Fahrenheit, 10 degrees Celsius. It's not a sauna, but it beats freezing to death. But here's the catch. You aren't the only one looking for a cave. You'll have to evict the current tenants, which might be a 1,000-pound cave bear or a pack of dire wolves. What if you're out on the open Eurasian steppe, where there are no caves? You become a builder. Ancient humans were incredible architects. In places like modern-day Ukraine, archaeologists have found massive winter huts built entirely out of mammoth bones. Imagine this. You take the massive, curved tusks of a woolly mammoth to create an interlocking dome, like a prehistoric tent frame. Then you stretch thick animal hides over the top, using dirt and snow to insulate the edges. Inside, it's a tiny, windproof sanctuary. Okay, you have your mammoth bone hut. You are out of the wind, but you are still freezing. It's time to build a fire. But surviving winter wasn't just about making fire. It was about managing it. Out on the ice-covered plains, firewood was incredibly scarce. You can't just go chop down an oak tree because there are no trees. Instead, you use what the tundra gives you: bone. Animal bones, especially the spongy parts inside, are packed with fat and marrow. When heated, bone fat burns slowly, steadily, and incredibly hot. Ancient humans created deep hearths inside their shelters, burning animal bones to keep the interior warm. They also practiced heat banking. They would take large river stones, heat them in the fire until they were scorching, and then bury them under the dirt floor where they slept. The stones would radiate heat upward throughout the night, acting like a prehistoric heated mattress pad. Let's address the elephant in the room, or rather, the mammoth. Your white t-shirt is completely useless. To survive the Ice Age, you need the right wardrobe. And the secret weapon of ancient human survival wasn't the spear. It was the bone needle. Around 30,000 years ago, humans invented sewing needles carved from bone or ivory. Before this, hominids mostly draped animal hides over their shoulders like heavy blankets. That's fine for a chilly autumn, but in a blizzard, cold air easily sweeps underneath a draped hide. The bone needle changed everything. It allowed humans to create tailored, form-fitting clothing. You were layers. Your base layer would be soft, pliable skins like rabbit or Arctic fox, worn with the fur facing inward against your skin. This trapped your body heat in a layer of dead air. Your outer layer would be a heavy hide, like reindeer or bison, with the fur facing outward to repel wind and snow. You'd also need tailored boots lined with dry grass for insulation and mittens. Without tailored clothes, frostbite would claim your fingers and toes in a matter of hours. You're warm. You're sheltered. Now, your stomach starts to rumble. In a modern winter, you might crave a bowl of hot soup. In the Ice Age, you crave pure fat. To maintain your body heat in sub-zero temperatures while performing heavy physical labor, your ancient ancestors needed anywhere from 4,000 to 5,000 calories a day. There are no berries to forage. No leafy greens. The ground is frozen solid. Your diet is going to be almost entirely meat and fat. Hunting in the winter was high risk, high reward. A successful hunt of a reindeer, wild horse, or even a juvenile mammoth provided a massive influx of calories. But meat spoils, right? Not in the Ice Age. The world was one giant deep freezer. Ancient humans practiced caching. They would butcher a large animal, drag the meat to a shaded, icy crevasse, cover it with stones to protect it from scavengers, and leave it. When a clan got hungry in February, they would simply return to the icebox and chisel off what they needed. Every part of the animal was used. The fat was rendered for calories and fuel. And the bones? They were cracked open to access the marrow. Bone marrow is nature's butter, incredibly dense in calories, rich in nutrients, and vital for surviving the long, dark months when lean meat alone wasn't enough. You've checked all the physical boxes: shelter, fire, clothing, food. But there is one final, invisible threat to your survival: the psychological weight of winter. The days are incredibly short. You are trapped inside a small, smoky bone hut with your clan for up to 16 hours a day. Cabin fever is a real threat. How do you stay sane? You talk. You create. You connect. Winter was the season of culture. Because hunting and foraging time was limited by the darkness, ancient humans had hours of downtime around the hearth. This is when language evolved into complex storytelling. This is when elders passed down the geographical knowledge of where the herds would migrate in the spring. It's when they carved intricate art into bone, created jewelry from shells, and played the first musical instruments, like flutes made from vulture wing bones. Survival wasn't a solo game. The reason humans made it through the Ice Age is that we are a cooperative species. If you were sick or injured, the clan fed you. If your fire went out, your neighbors shared their coals. Finally, you feel a change in the air. The ice begins to drip. The heavy skins over the door are pushed aside, and sunlight floods the dark interior of your mammoth hut. Ancient humans didn't just passively endure winter. They engineered solutions to conquer it. Through architectural ingenuity, mastery of fire, the invention of tailored clothing, and the undeniable power of community, they pushed through the harshest conditions this planet has ever seen. So next time you feel a chill and complain about the winter weather, remember the mammoth bone huts, the bone needles, and the roaring hearths. You're descended from the ultimate winter survivalists.